Ziak, your friendly neighborhood noob. Welcome to my Useful Moneymaker series. Today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the Glacor. Now this boss has been around for a while and I'm sure many of us are familiar with it, but here in 2022, I wanted to take a look at, is this still a viable method as players are just now joining into the game. So for you who are not familiar with the Glacor, this is the first noob friendly boss. You don't have to worry about death costs and you can actually be very AFK at a low level. So let me take a look at how you get here. You're going to want to go ahead and use the Virok lodestone. From there you're going to run east and then north to where I have indicated on the map. This is the door to the city of Sentizen. Now on the screen you can also see an image of what the door looks like. By going into that, you have now entered the city. From there, it's just a matter of running straight until you hit the glacier front. Now to start this method, we're going to be using one mechanic. For those who are not familiar with the Glacor, there are 5 mechanics for this boss. You can choose anywhere from no mechanics to 5 mechanics. The harder you want to fight, you're going to want to go more mechanics. Now to enhance the drops, you are going to want to do this with one mechanic engaged. And this is going to be the Fury mechanic. On the screen you can see which one this is, and the circle you will want to click once you're in the front before you start the boss fight. By doing this, he will be changing his prayer. What I will say is I'm using magic. I do recommend magic for this. When you're using that style, you are weak to range. So once you get in here, you will not want to prayer flick unless you want to do this non-AFK. However, just go ahead and keep it on your range prayer to deflect the damage that you are most susceptible to. Now let's take a look at the setup that I used for the low cost outfit. I went in here with full subjugation, which is the most expensive item. I do feel it's a decent gear set that most players would have. I also selected one of my skill capes that was a non-combat skill cape just to have the stat boost, as I feel most players will have at least one cape in their inventory at this point. And then I did the Polypore staff, and I also did the Ring of Fortune, as if you don't know, the Ring of Fortune is a great beginning ring. It allows you to teleport to the Grand Exchange and it is extremely cheap, as well as giving you the luck enhancer. With all that said, we're about 20 mil for the entire setup, and this allows you to be fully AFK for a single kill at the Glacor. Now in terms of your inventory, as you can see, you are going to want to activate your Vampirismora. This is going to help keep you alive during the kill, but you can be stupid like me and bring magic note papers and forget that the Glacor's drops are already noted, so go ahead and ignore that. But you're going to want to go grab some prayer potions and food. So keep in mind, with this low level gear, the Glacor at 1 mechanic, I was able to kill him 1 time. However, I did need food between kills, so I could be 100% AFK for the entire kill. I would need to eat, and then I can go ahead and make some more kills. This did result in my food inventory running out during the 1 hour instance. I did have to jump and grab some more food. I was able to come back. Very minimal input, not too painful, but that is something to note. On the screen now, you're watching one of my AFK kills in the low gear setup. Now you can see that I have no inputs during this at all. It is fully AFK. I'm not clicking food in the middle of it. I'm not activating any of my abilities. I was actually sitting here watching TV and just having this thing in the background, and each kill was able to take only 2 minutes. So I did this for the full hour, no problems, no deaths, no near deaths. And let's take a look at the total loot as well as charms I was able to receive inside of this 1 hour instance. Now out of the full hour, this resulted in about 5.6 mil GP. I got 3 pages of Wen, and the big money maker here was from my 8 troves that I received. I opened them and I did receive 2 fragments. Without the fragments, you're looking at about 2.1 mil. That's why it's very important that you do get the Pontific Shadow Ring so that you can receive troves. Now, not too bad. For the charms, I did get 145 blue charms and around the 100 crimson charms. So for anybody who is looking for a little bit of money, potentially even just getting up your KC for War's Retreat so you can unlock some of the portals or anything there, this is a great option. Probably not the best option to get charms, but you're getting them, and it is an additional bonus as you try to get your 99 summoning skill cape. Now, out of all of this, we also need to understand the most important part is that after we spend an hour doing this, you can build and gain your sweet snowballs for some killer range attacks. Now, all jokes aside, let's jump into seeing what the full potential here is with a high gear setup. This is my max combat gear with max weapons and best in slot perks for my main hand. So let's take a look. I went in here using my Virtus helm, robe top, robe bottoms, blood amulet of fury, blast diffusion boots. They are not upgraded. Cinderbane gloves, chandler's ring, my max cape, scripture of Wen, my staff of Siliske, and I was using the vampirism aura. Not only that, I also went in here with the standard overload. Fun fact, when I say I'm a noob, I truly mean it. This was the first overload I have ever made on this account, and I am maxed with 120 fishing, so I truly am a noob. In total, this entire gear setup is around 883 mil, so it's a pretty stark difference to the 20 mil setup earlier, and you'll be surprised it didn't actually result in that much more GP. So let's take a look at what this looks like. Through these kills, this was a lot different. I did not need to go back to get food. Like I said, I did use my prayer pots because you're still going to need to do that. But these were fairly easy kills. I was able to do these with this setup. Probably not the best revolution bar, but I did get 50-second kills to about a minute. You'll see at the end of this, it was really me just sitting here and moving the mouse every 3 to 4 minutes just so I didn't log out of my screen, and also to pick up the loot. So this here, killer method, probably not the best thing to do for this high level, but if you just wanted to sit around and get some charms, it's not too terrible. Now, before someone comes out here and says, oh my god, Ziak, I can get so much better gear, this is not best in slot. Bitch, I said this was my best gear, not best in slot. I know there's all these new tier 95s, but god damn it, I can't even PVM. This is the best I can do. So go ahead and leave those comments. As long as you're subscribed, it's all that matters. After about an hour of doing this, let's go ahead and take a look at total loot. So again, within this hour, I did get those 8 tier 3 troves, which in this case did not actually add much value at all because I got no fragments, but it does give a great example of what it would be like if you do not have the upgraded Pontifex Shadow Ring, or you do not get any fragments in here. So as you can see, a majority of these are from these pages of Wen. For the scripture of Wen, it's about 1.7 mil, but in total it is 4.8 mil. Now if we got lucky like we did on the 20 mil gear setup, this would have been closer to about 7 mil, which again is not too much different when we're talking about a 20 mil setup versus an 883 mil gear setup. The biggest difference here is you're going to notice in the charms, I did get way more blue and red charms. So that's why I said from a higher level perspective, this is probably not going to be the best moneymaker, but it could be a great way to get charms if you want to be AFK, or if you are just now getting into PVM, these do count as boss KCs. Go ahead and do this to get upgrades for the War Retreat, if that is unlocking additional portals or even the adrenaline crystals. Those are great useful tools, not only for PVM, but it is actually a very useful thing if you are doing any combat and you want to quickly teleport somewhere to get your prayer renewed. These are pretty useful across the board. I do find this as a pretty great low level way to get into PVM, learn a little bit, gain some combat XP as you're doing this, go for some of your summoning training, and overall just have a blast. As you progress, I do want to note in the 20 mil setup, I actually was able to do a 5 mechanic kill totally not worth it. I only was able to get 2. I died once because I got bad back-to-back frost cannons, but it is doable. You will want to go ahead and get resonance. If you're not familiar about that, go ahead and do the wiki, but that's going to be God of War's Dungeon 1 to help get that. Overall, give this a shot. See what it does for you. Hopefully this helps someone. Keep playing the game the way that you want to play. I'll see you out there in Gillinor. Peace.